What is going on, everybody? Been a diehard Pistons fan since 2003, and this team is sizzling. So in this video, we are going to talk about Cade Cunningham and answer the question, is he a superstar? We're going to go through, talk about what Cade has done this season. We're going to talk about what he has done this month specifically. We're going to talk about whether we think he will make an all-NBA team and where he'll wind up on that. We're going to talk about the PR push that he has gotten in the media. And towards the very back half of the video, we are, of course, going to answer the question, is Cade now a superstar? But we're also going to talk about what is his ceiling long-term and if I've adjusted my evaluation on what that ceiling could be. So the first thing I do want to talk about is going to be where Cade is at currently. Right now, as of today, Cade is fourth in the league in PRA. Points, rebounds, assists. I know that is probably the most simple stat that you could potentially bring up when discussing basketball because it doesn't factor in efficiency, it doesn't factor in defense, besides rebounding in a way, it doesn't factor in the team success or anything in between. But when you look at lists of players year by year, who was top 5 for points, rebounds, and assists, every single player out of all the years you look back on, anyone who's in that top 5 list was a superstar at the time. If not, eventually became one or was one, whatever way you want to slice it. You don't become a top 5 player in the NBA in points, rebounds, and assists without being an elite level player. And the craziest part about it is Cade's numbers are only going up month by month still. In the month of February, he is averaging 28 points, 6 boards, 10.5 assists on 47% shooting, and the turnovers are even down. I know that was the very last little thing that the Cade doubters were hanging on to was the turnovers, but the turnovers are below 4 on the month, and that's with having 7 last night against the Clippers. So there's just no other way to slice it. When it comes to the statistical output of what Cade Cunningham is doing right now, it is otherworldly. Now you might ask, could you see this coming? The answer is yes. You can go back and watch my video before the season started. I forget what the title of it was, but I do remember in the thumbnail it said All NBA ? And I said the upside for Cade was going to be 28 points per game, 6 boards, and 8 assists. So he's actually barely passed my expectations on the upside with a little more assist output. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Cade Cunningham has been showing us flashes of what he's doing this year consistently since the day he stepped in the league. This is nothing new for Cade. The consistency is. When you see Cade hit a step back jumper at the baseline or throw lob passes to Duren or force a switch and take a big off the bounce, take a player inside that's smaller than him and put up a little hook shot, Cade has shown us flashes of all of that stuff since day one. So no, I'm really not surprised by the statistical output, but the takeaway is stats are pretty crazy and they're only getting better. So now we're going to talk about All-NBA. Will he make an All-NBA team? This could have been a valid question a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe. The answer is yes, obviously, of course. Now, the question is no longer will he make an All-NBA team? It's what All-NBA team is he going to be on? Is it going to be the first team, second team, or third team? As of today, the positioning is a little bit different, so it's really hard to dictate because it's now positionless. Side note, awful change from Adam Silver. We have 75 years of precedent for 2 guards, 2 wings, and a big on an All-NBA team. I don't know if he changed it because Jokic and Embiid were fighting over one spot, but if you go back to the 60s, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain were fighting for one center spot. So we'll tangent there. Nevertheless, if you're looking at it from a traditional aspect and there's 2 guards on the first team, it's going to be SGA and it's probably going to be Donovan Mitchell. Second team, probably Jalen Brunson. And then that leaves one other guard spot open for somebody like Cade because his competition is like Anthony Edwards, who he statistically is better than. And our record is nearly as good, if not just as good. So I think he will make second team, especially if he keeps up what he's doing right now. I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility for him to make a second team. If he makes the third team, no big deal. That's totally fine as well. But he will be on the third team at the very, very least. So I think that we're probably well beyond that question of will he make All NBA? The question is now, what team will he make? It probably won't be first, but second's definitely in play. So to touch briefly on the media push and all that type of stuff, I don't have a lot to say about this, but I have noticed there's more and more of it. He's getting in Bleacher Report postings and official postings from NBA pages, things along those lines. Now I would expect to keep seeing that tick up. Really, the biggest thing that I want to see here is a signature shoe for him, because I think it's well deserved, and that would just be sweet if he had a Nike signature shoe. He does have his own logo now, which is on his shoes that he has been wearing. He typically wears like Sabrina's, their player exclusives, whatever. But that's really my main takeaway from that, is I would love to see a signature shoe next, and I would keep my eyes out for that. I don't think it'll be this summer, but the following summer, wouldn't be surprised if some Cade 1s are out there on the street. So to talk about what his ceiling is, and if I've adjusted my kind of outlook on what he could be, the answer really is no. Not for me anyways. I have maintained the same position on Cade that I have had since he was at Oklahoma State. Going back to when he was at Oklahoma State, well before the Pistons had the first pick, well before I thought that he was going to be a Piston. I knew that there was an outside puncher's chance that we could land the first pick, but it wasn't influencing my thoughts on him at all. I thought Cade could be a top 5 guy in this league. No question. I thought that he just had so much talent, good positional size, such high IQ, and checked so many boxes that I have always believed that Cade could be a top 5 player in this league. But maybe statistically speaking, he could take it to a level that I didn't quite expect. Could Cade average a 30-point triple-double at some point in his career? Probably not if he's like sharing the floor with Jalen Duren and Ausar Thompson, just because he'll come up short on the rebounds. But I mean, he could definitely average 30 points and 10 assists next year, and I wouldn't be shocked at all. But nothing's really changed as far as what I view as the ceiling, and that's just because I never really wavered on what I thought Cade could be. Through the injuries and through the struggles, Cade was the one guy I really planted my flag on. You can go back and watch my videos from the preseason. Unfortunately, this channel's not even a year old yet, so you can't really see what I was saying about him back in the day before this previous year, but I definitely wavered on times on every young player on this team. I wouldn't really say that I ever came close to giving up hope or anything like that with any of them. Not at all, actually. I mean, I know a lot of people got fed up with Duren earlier this year, but, I was always holding out hope and, looking more glass half full than glass half empty on all these guys. But when it came to Cade, I never wavered one bit. And this isn't like a victory lap or anything like that, but it kind of is. Not because I want to say, ha ha ha, all you Cade haters were wrong, but more just because I'm so excited that Cade has became everything that I thought he could be. And that is a guy who is a threat to get a 30-point triple-double every single night and a 1A option on a good team. I never thought that Cade did not have what it takes to be a 1A or a superstar. And the only thing that might surprise me a little bit is it happened a little bit faster than I thought it might. So I'm so excited. I'm just so happy that we have a true superstar who has signed an extension that hasn't even kicked in yet. He will be a Piston for at least another 5 years, and this is just the beginning. So let me know what you guys think. We'll catch up soon.